up, guys? It's Jules. Thanks for coming back for another weekly update. Hope you're doing well. If I look tired, it's because I am. I've had about 5 hours of sleep in the last 2 days, and I'm just having a lot of back pain right now, and thankfully I'm having back surgery tomorrow, so that'll be good. But it's like 5 o'clock in the morning right now. I've been up for an hour and a half, that's the reason why I haven't done a video last week. I've been kind of missing. I just really could not see myself getting a video done. I hadn't done a lot of stitching at that point the week before. So anyway, I apologize for that, but you can only do what you can do. So I hope you're all doing well. I have progress to show you. I want to talk to you about a show that I just found out about, a needlework show. And a bunch of new patterns, like 9 new patterns. There's some different things going on there. But before I get into anything, I'm going to talk to you real quick. If you live in the New Jersey area, the Northeast, and you have not heard about the Needle Fest extravaganza, then you need to know, because this is a direct-to-consumer show, so this is open to the public. I was actually offered to take a spot there, but alas, I cannot, because it's actually this next March. It's March. It's like 5 weeks from now. So needless to say, I'll be recovering from surgery, so I couldn't do it. I might still send some models and some patterns there. So I got to see if I can actually get that accomplished after my surgery or not. So we'll see. But I wanted to just tell you guys about this, because it may be too late for you to attend this now, but think about it for next year. It's always great to find a open to the public cross-stitch needlework show, because I mean, there's just not very many of them that are like that, that are big. So I'm not sure how many people are going to be there or not, but needs to say, it's something that I'm very interested in going and doing next year, so 2025. We'll see, because I've sort of decided that my best course of action is just to go right at you guys, and direct all my attention towards you, rather than kind of going through shops. I'm a digital online person, so but I wanted to tell you what the organizer sent to me. So hold on. Our industry offers stitchers a variety of stitching retreats that they can attend, and as wholesalers, we also have the Nashville Market and the unique shopping events that Needlework Galleria in Missouri and Celebration of Needlework in New Hampshire offers. What happens when you bring the best of these two worlds together? Needlefest Extravaganza is born. This is March 21st to 23rd, 2024. It's going to be at the Embassy Suites Hotel in Piscataway, New Jersey. I hope I pronounced that right. It said basically we'll be bringing stitchers from everywhere together to enjoy 3 days of stitching fun, classes, and shopping with you. Your hotel room, so the people that are doing the displays, it'll be turned into a display / shop for customers to browse, meet you in person, see all the incredible designs, blah, blah, blah. So that's really cool. So if you're interested in seeing different designers and stuff, that's also a good place to go. The ballroom will become the place for stitchers to drop their anchor and call home for 3 days, and the second floor of the hotel is where you will be located to set up shop. So very cool. That sounds amazing. It's obviously it wasn't something that I am able to do, but it's something I wanted to let you guys know. So if you live in the area, take a look and see. I should have a link to the Facebook page, or I'll put a link down below to to some information in case you guys are looking forward or would like to go to this, even this March. So that would be cool. So, but then let's get into actual cross stitch. What have I done? So I've done a fair bit. I should after like almost 2 weeks. So I'm going to show you first my little mini frog. I'm still stitching him from the bottom up, so he doesn't look like anything, but I'm almost to I think this is the top of the pattern right here. So I stitched a bunch on him yesterday. And where am I at? I'm at 36%. I'm going to do some more today. But this is coming along nicely, but I can't wait to kind of see what he turns into. So we're pretty close to being able to see sort of what he's actually going to look like. Next up is my gigantic lifetime project, old world map, and I did about 5. I was caught up. I was caught up through last Thursday. Roughly, I think I was caught up on my goal of getting 400 stitches done per week since the beginning of the year. So anyway, so this was the point at which I kind of, was there like last Thursday. So pretty much just filling in all this and up here. So, I'm not sure what that's about. But so as you can see, I'm kind of steadily making progress towards the end of this row. Super excited about that. Topher, gotta stop smoking, buddy. So we're good. So yeah, so I'm stitching on everything right now. So I've been pulling this one out a lot, working on it, stitching on it. Super happy about that. But you guys, seriously, all I had to do was start stitching on this and you would have known that I was going to continue, right? So Rainy Waterloo place that I reintroduced to you guys a week or two ago, excuse me, from Cross Stitch Collectibles. I showed you guys that I'd barely done like 30 stitches, I think, last week, or the last video. I'm going to go ahead and show you my progress right now because I got a lot done. So there's that. So what I basically did, what I have done here is I have gone down to my bottom corner and I had done just a little bit of stitching down there, and then I just basically went up the side. I wanted to make sure that I was at the right spot up here where I had myself marked off for Pattern Keeper. And then I went all the way across here as well to kind of join it up so that I kind of reintegrated it with the rest of the pattern, so that I made sure that what I was working on with Pattern Keeper was, where I needed to be. So I think I stitched about 700 or 800 stitches this week, and a lot of it was just done in the last 3 or 4 days or so. It's coming along nice. So it's like as soon as I started stitching on it, it just brought back all those feelings of just comfort, in stitching an old project that you did for so long. How many stitches do I have into this thing? I have 75,000 stitches into this one project, and I'm 84% done. And that's not even 100% correct or accurate, because there's a little bit in this that I don't have highlighted in Pattern Keeper that I need to go and mark off on that. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. This is 14 count. I'm doing 2/1 full cross stitch on it, and I did wash it. Whoop, oh yeah, you guys want to see the back? That's what the back looks like. It's a big piece of floss on the back. This is what the back looks like. So that's pretty cool. It's like abstract Rainy Waterloo place, or that's not abstract. What is that like? Post-impressionism. I have no idea. I didn't study any art history, but anyway, so there's that. But I have enjoyed this tremendously. But I went ahead and I washed it last weekend, not this past, the weekend before, and just when I do that, I just fill up my side of my sink with some warm soapy water and just put it in there, squish it all around, let it sit for at least an hour, get it out, rinse it really good. And then I just hang it over something to let it dry. And even though it came out, it was super wrinkly and everything when I first brought it out, as soon as you kind of start working with it, it just relaxes. And if you're ever worried about, you get a piece of Ada and it's like super duper stiff. And I don't even know if I have, well, here's some old, like it's like super stiff. Once you work with it for quite a while, it turns into this big ball of, and you can just do this, kids. You can just do that. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. When you finish a project, you wash it, which will get out a lot of lines and creases and things like that, and then you iron it, which gets out everything else, and then it just looks amazing. So don't worry about balling it up and whatnot. It's totally fine. But I'm super, super excited. That's going to be a finish this year for sure. I only have about 14,000 stitches left, I think. Probably closer to 13, really, but yeah, I'm coming along on that really, really nice. And like I said, I want to get some stitching done today. I've got a lot on my plate today. I've got a big old list of things to do, and I'm by myself. The hubs gets home at about 2:30, So I got a lot of hours to get things done. By the time he gets home, I'm probably just going to want to sit around and stitch at that point. So anyway, so there you go. What else we got going on? I talked to Ronnie. So I talked to Ronnie Rowe this weekend. Hadn't talked to him in a while, and it was really great to hear from him. For those who don't know, Ronnie is of Ronnie Rowe Designs, and he's been a designer, cross-stitch designer for decades, and it basically was my inspiration for starting this channel, as well as for getting into these monochrome one-piece projects. I pulled this baby out. This was the first Ronnie Rowe that I ever finished. It's called Music Teacher's House, and I just absolutely love it. A lot of good memories of stitching this thing. And so, you know, he's got a great store. I will link him down below as well. He is actually, he's got a couple new designs out. He's got another one that's getting ready to come out. He's got a lot going on. But one of the things that I was really excited that he told me about was there's a brand new Needlework / cross stitch store in Williamsburg, Virginia, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a you know, it's a touristy place. A lot of colonial America tourism happens there, and in Ronnie's, especially in his early to mid part of his career, he did a lot of the local Williamsburg scenery. So he has a whole series of the pen and ink designs and the stuff in color of just a lot of the different buildings and scenes that are around Williamsburg. And that store, Liberty Hill Needleworks, actually has a whole wall of just Ronnie's stuff. So I encourage you guys, if you live in the area, go check it out. It's getting great reviews on Google, and it looks amazing. Like, it looks really, really cool. I was very impressed with the look of it. So so there's that good news there. But yeah, it was good to see him. So and I still say, we went back and forth and talked about it, because we've got the you know, these guys here. I always stitch my black and whites on white, but then I stitched cowboy on this sort of brownish tannish kind of color. And Ronnie always thinks that the black and white should just be on white fabric, but I don't think so. I mean, I stitched, some of these are on the white because that looks best for them, but you could have stitched this guy on anything. And so anyway, so I still say that, you know, send him an email when you finish one of his with some colored fabric, and show him how right I am, and then he'll never admit that I was right. So that's okay. But anyway, it was great to talk to him. We had a lot of fun. So the reason why, like I said, Ronnie is somebody that he's been a mentor for me, both as a stitcher as well as a designer, and he's just the greatest guy. He's awesome. So highly recommend him. Check out his stuff. Like I said, link to his store is down below. Okay, next up, let's see, what is next up? Oh, I got to show you guys all my husband's trying to text me. I got to show you guys my all the new designs. Now, I have a lot of plans for Stitching Jewels Design, guys. I mean, I have a lot of plans for the channel. Not the channel, but really the stores, all the patterns and stuff. I'm really like wanting to get out as many patterns as I possibly can. I have such a backlog of stuff that I just want to present to you guys and show you, and so, and you know, stuff is I'm getting bigger, the store is getting more popular. I'm loving it. So I just want to keep going. I had an issue though. I was like, you know, my backlog is a result of, one, basically my inability to kind of stay focused on something and to do tasks that I don't like to do. Like, I tend to, you know, it's the ADHD thing. I put them off. So I have enlisted the help of the wonderful Daphne, who you guys would know that if you've been watching the channel for a while. She has been an outstanding model stitcher for me. Her work is absolutely amazing. She also has her own YouTube channel, FlossTube channel. Link is down below. And so where are they going with this? Oh, so she has agreed to help me with basically listing my patterns, which, so what I do, I say basically a lot, I apologize. What I do is I'll get the pattern to a PDF document to a point where She just needs to do like the cover page, the back page, and then actually do the listing on Etsy and the website. So that helps me out tremendously. I mean, she's doing a fantastic job. Really, the 9 listings I think have all been done primarily in the last week or so, maybe even like 6 days. She's just rocking through them now, and I'm just throwing them at her as fast as she can handle, and she's throwing them right back at me. So there's going to be a lot that's going to be coming on to the website and whatnot. And at some point, I need to start doing more videos of the individual patterns and just promoting patterns, because once I promote them here, it's like, boop, they're gone, at least off of YouTube. So, alrighty. So we've got color patterns and we have monochrome / black and white patterns. We've got a lot of stuff going on. Now, I don't know, what should I do first, guys? I'll tell you what, I'm going to start with my mini patterns that I have. My first one up it's called the Mini Snowy Volcano. And it's about 120 by 65. Oop, there we go. So it's a smallish one. So it's about as wide as, like, say, well, let's see. Let me double check and see how big it actually is here. Nope, that's not it. So 120 by 65, there's 18 DMC colors. Pattern by itself on 14 count fabric is 9 inches by 5 inches. If you're stitching on 25 count, 5 inches by 3. So, you know, it's a pretty small pattern, goes pretty quickly. It looks like it just takes one skein of all the different stuff, and it's pretty popular colors, a lot of the blues, a lot of different blues. But there we go. So yeah, so I want to say, I say Snowy Volcano. It's probably just Mount Rainier in Washington State, outside of Seattle. That's probably what it is. I couldn't remember exactly what it is, and I was like, you know, that could easily be a Japanese volcano somewhere in the mountains over there. So that's possible. That's possible. So there's one new mini. What else we got here? So is this one? I don't call this one a mini, but it's a black and white. Yeah, it's definitely not a mini. It's 134 by 229. I don't know if you guys would like my little kitten, little black and white kitten. So this definitely would be one that colored fabric, you know, whatever you wanted to do, would probably make this thing really pop, whether that was like a gray or like an orangey or whatever you wanted to do. So, but there's that one. Cute kitten. I call it cute kitten. I know, original, right? So let's see, there's that one. And there's just a big mix of all kinds of different things. And there's going to be, yeah, there's going to, well, we'll see how many we can get done today. Probably not a ton. And then there'll be like a week's period where I probably won't put anything on new pattern wise, primarily because I'll be, if I'm drugged, I'm not doing anything that requires my brain to work. So I don't know how long that'll be. So that's why I'm trying to load up on patterns right now before I'm out of action. All right, this next one's kind of funny, but so I've done some famous monochromes, like famous people monochromes. I've done, man, what have I done? I already can't even remember. Like Frank Sinatra. I don't know why that word was hard to say. Frank Sinatra. But for those of you guys that like the old timies, Marlon Brando, baby. Marlon Brando. He was James Dean before James Dean. But Godfather, you know, this was back in the 50s when he was a cutie patootie and he competed with Paul Newman for roles and whatnot. So anyway, it's just the head. It's so much easier to do just the head than it is to like try to get like part of the body and whatnot. So there's I've got a Bing Crosby that I want to release as well, and that should be coming soon. And I always want to do my Jimmy Stewart. I haven't done Jimmy Stewart yet, but that would go along with some of the other black and white famous people that are in the store. Oh wait, I didn't even tell you how big it was. Brando's 160 by 225. So how many stitches are you, buddy? 11,469. So that's pretty good. It's less than my Frenchie here. So takes about 9 skeins if you're stitching 2/1 full cross stitch on 18 count. So that'll work. Brando. So yeah, that one's all right. I've been trying to do a Prince William one for a while, just so you guys know. Every so often I'll get somebody asking about it. I've done, there's just so much going on with the UK royalty right now. I did I think my best one that I've done is the late Queen Elizabeth. It's beautiful black and white cross stitch, and then I have one of King Charles, but I really want to get a good one of William. I'd love to get one with William. Well, I do have one with William and Kate. It's a black and white. It's their one of the kisses that they had up on the balcony after their wedding. So I have that one as well. So that one all came out pretty good. I can't remember if I showed this one to you guys last time or not. I don't think I did. But this one is unusual because it's like it's a very vertical pattern, and it's pretty simple. Whoa, what did I just do? I clicked on Etsy. I went to someplace else on Etsy. All right, I'm gonna drop it. Here we go. So I call this one Vintage Lady because, creative naming. So, if you did her on like a light blue or pink or cream or whatever, that again, would be amazing. So it's not a ton of stitches. Yeah, less than, it's like 3,500 stitches, which is really like, I could easily complete that in a week if you held a gun to my head, I was motivated, and I wasn't working on anything else. So, but it is something that could be done pretty quickly. And let's see here, the dimensions for this kiddo, 63 by 263. So it's just, but it's not a lot of stitching. So, and that also might be one that you use, instead of using like a DMC 310, you could use any color that you wanted on the fabric, and to see how it kind of came out. So Vintage Woman is what I named that one. You know me, I'm trying to hold off on the big cool ones until the end. Let's see here. Oh, so the next one up, I did another Chicago one. I call this one Chicago Stamp, because that's kind of what it is. It's kind of a Chicago stamp. So if you love Chicago, if you live in Chicago, which I am very fond of Chicago, it's under 10,000 stitches. It's about 170 by 170. So that's on 18 count fabric, that's a 10 by 10 inch piece. Then you just add extra fabric around the sides for framing purposes. But that's a quicker stitch as well. And I think this one would be cool. Let me show you. So another monochrome, basically. Chicago, Illinois, the Windy City. So lived outside of Chicago while I was a little kid for several years. But I do consider myself a Chicagoan in a lot of ways. Bears fan and all that. So, all right, what else do I need to show you guys? All right, I'm gonna do, there is a color, two color black and white, two colors and two black and whites. What should I do? All right, I'm gonna do the black and white, the next black and white here. All right, so I call this one Abstract Woman because, yet again, I'm just an amazing namer. This one is different. This one's artistic. This one is came from more of a 3D design, which I feel like the way that I do the monochrome cross stitch, it still reflects that, so it still looks like it's 3D. But if you guys are artsy and you want something kind of cool that's not steampunky, Abstract Woman, guys. So I know it just kind of looks like she's like 3D-ish, but that's how she's gonna look. Pretty cool. Ooh. So let's see, how big are we gonna be? We're 220 by 220, so it's a nice square pattern. 18 count fabric, 13 by 13, just the pattern itself. So doable, very doable. There's definitely more stitches on this one though. 20, just under 24,000. So it's a good stitch, but the more stitches you put in, generally the better quality product that comes out, that just looks the better. Let's see. All right, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show you two color ones, and I'm going to finish with the piece de resistance. monochrome to finish up. So this one is, how do I call this one? Winter Village at Night is what I call it. Now it's a very, it's a Van Gogh type Starry Night variation. There we go. But I love the colors. I absolutely love the colors. And it definitely feels like it's at nighttime. Or wintertime. Definitely feels like wintertime. And so I think it's amazing. It's 160 by 220 stitches. How many colors do I use here? How many colors? 17, only 17 colors. There's a lot of black and a lot of 939 in there, but I love the look. I'm actually going to do a few more like this. I'm going to put out a few more like this particular pattern. Just variations of that. Here we go. So once again, Winter Village at Night, but I just love it. Absolutely love it. All right. Now I have done a lot of Tree of Life, a lot of World Tree / Tree of Life cross stitch patterns. But when I came across this one, I'm like, all right, I got to throw it out there for you guys. You guys have got to see this one. Another one where I hope that, I don't hope, but I hope that you can appreciate that it's kind of a 3D looking pattern. But I just thought this was so cool because it almost looks like it's like the Celtic, like all around the outside of it. Now I am doing a mini version of this one as well. It's not up yet, but we are doing a mini version. It's going to be roughly half the size of this one. This one is 240 by 240. The mini will be 120 by 120. That is just, I just love it. There's 23 colors. So if you're stitching it on 18 counts, 14 by 14, just the pattern itself. So, but it's, I love it. The color palette on it is just really nice. It's a very warm, I kind of have done so many different Tree of Life's, world trees, that there's just something for everybody, whatever you'd like to do. So, all right. And then the last one is something that I've been tooling around with for a bit. And I'm going to have two versions of this particular cross stitch pattern up. Now this is a big one. This is maybe the most stitches I've ever had in a project, in a black and white project. Let me pull up, how many is there? Just under 100,000, guys. 96,000. If you stitch on 18 count fabric, you're going to need about 72 skeins. I would highly recommend getting a cone of black, which I don't, cone of 310, which I don't have handy here, but that would be something to do. But let me pull it out here. But if you're going to do one piece in monochrome, like a really, really big one, this is the one that you would want to do. Okay, I just got to show it to you. So it's the Last Supper, guys. And you can see why there's so much stitching is because I basically converted all the color into just, black and white. So I love it. Da Vinci, very, very famous painting. As a black and white, it comes out really nice. And it comes out really nice as a just, doing the whole entire background and everything. Now, I actually started off doing this pattern with just the table and of the apostles and everybody, and I removed everything from behind them and whatnot. And that looks good, but it's just, out of context of the larger scene, it's a little jarring. But I did want to give people the opportunity, if they just wanted to do the table with the people, that they could do that. Now that's not out yet, but that'll be coming out after my surgery. It should be coming out right after my surgery is done, and I'm through that initial recovery. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that one looks. Will I do a color version? Yeah, I'll do a color version. I think it's it's going to be like a big project with lots of colors, and it's going to be big. But I want to give that option to people, and I feel that the way that I put together large color cross stitch pieces is different from a lot of people, in the sense that I try to focus on, I want to maintain as much detail as I can, I'm not doing size for size sake. Like if I can shrink it down 20% or more or whatnot, and it still looks really good, I will do that, because we all know that no matter how much we love to stitch on a project, there's a point where you're like, man, I just wish there were less colors. I wish it was a little smaller. I wish I was further along. You guys know that I have felt like that. So, and the other thing too is I try to minimize colors, and I don't minimize colors at the expense of the quality of the finished pattern, but I just try to combine things that, if you're doing a stitch, well, like Rainy Waterloo plays, if you're doing a stitch where, there's 85, 90,000 stitches or whatever it is, and you have like 50 colors, but like 13 of them have less than, say, 30 stitches to them, why? You're never going to be able to see those colors with the few stitches. It's one of the issues that I have with the old world map is, when you're stitching a bunch of, stuff, and then you've got one stitch from one color that just needs to go there, and then you won't see it again for like 3 rows or something. So, and I'm leading into this because I showed you guys, when I pulled out Rainy Waterloo Place, I talked to you about Apothecary Shop and Baseball, which are 2 other projects that I started from Cross Stitch Collectibles years ago. And, I do love the images of Cross Stitch Collectibles. I really enjoy the richness of them. I enjoy the sort of the vintage look that they have. But what I don't like so much is the color palette, again, in the sense of like there's 50 colors listed, and you could probably get away with just doing 30. And I don't want to say get away. You could do 30 and it would look just as good, if not better. When I'm doing my patterns with color, when I am cutting down on numbers of colors and trying to merge colors that look very close, I will sometimes change the colors a little bit to make the final product pop a little bit more. And I feel like that kind of curation will really maximize your effect of your project, your pattern, when you're done with it. So along those lines, I have a little bit of a surprise to tell you guys. So I was working on Baseball, or I went ahead and I bought the digital download version of the Baseball pattern and Apothecary Shop, so I could put them in the Pattern Keeper on my tablet. And I'm looking at it and thinking to myself, man, it's like there's so many colors that just I felt like didn't need to be there, and it's bigger than it really needs to be. Like it could be smaller. You could finish this faster, because part of me was like, I would really like to finish these pieces at some point, but then the other part of me was like, that's so much stitching. You really need to be working on something else. But I thought, I'm going to play around with it and give it a shot. Now, I've worked some with Apothecary Shop, but I don't have enough along that I feel like it is worthy of, showing to you guys yet. But, hold on. Let's see if this will show on my, but let me take these stickers off. Come on. There we go. Oh, let me get rid of the background. Stand by. Stand by. Here we go. Can you guys see? Whoa. Can y'all see Baseball? So there's Baseball. And again, that's from Cross Stitch Collectibles. Now, I had barely gotten, at all anywhere. Like I had started at the left side, and I think I'd gotten like a row all the way up to the top. But it was very slow going. There was a lot of color changes, and it was not an easy project to do. And that was another thing too, is like, I'd really like to do this. However, man, I remember not enjoying the stitching process. And then I had a bit of a brainwave, and I was like, if only I knew a designer that maybe could take this pattern and make it better, like something that she would like more. And I was like, I know somebody. Ronnie? No, I'm just kidding. It's me. So anyway, so I'm kind of retooling Apothecary Shop for myself and Baseball for myself. But here's the thing about Baseball. That photo or that painting is public domain. I actually found the original. It's got a different color palette than the one that was in Cross Stitch Collectibles. Cross Stitch Collectibles has a lot more, there's a lot more yellow. And in the actual original, there's more greens and browns that weren't reflected in the other pattern. if you guys ever thought that you'd like to stitch this and want to stitch this, I'm actually going to release this. This is not a copy off of Cross Stitch Collectibles. This is a original variation done by me, where it is about 20% smaller, if not 25% smaller, and has probably less than half of the colors that the original had. So doing it this way, I mean, it's just, okay, wait, actually I could show you guys. We can look at the pictures and show you the difference between them. Because when I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta do it. I got to do it. Where's my pattern keeper? Where's my pattern keeper? Can I zoom in? Ah, I can't zoom in. All right, so let me show you guys. All right, come on, come on, come on. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Gosh, doodly darn it. But anyway, I don't know how well you can see it. It's just, it's not going to want to pop out. I'll have to do something at some point. Maybe I'll even, you know, I don't know if I'll be able to put them up here or not and show you. But so I changed it to, I think, like a more colorful palette, and a lot of stuff popped out. But then I also went through and just kind of removed, actually, is that even the right? Oh, there's another, oh, you guys got to see that one. I think this is the actual, because this one is actually not, that one's not finished, so it's this one. So yeah, so I was really happy with how it, you know, how it turned out, and I've actually gotten the pattern part done. We just need to get it finished and listed and whatnot. So there you go. There you go. So anyway, it'll be out by the end of February. So that's good stuff. That's really good stuff. I was very happy to hear about that. Sunshine Stitchers, another thing that's hard for me to say, are going to start stitching some of my projects. They are awesome, and they are doing a great job there. And I've watched them on and off for years. They've been around for a while, and reached out to them and wanted to see if they wanted to stitch some of my stuff, because I just think that they're such super nice ladies, and that you know, hopefully they would find some things they would like to stitch. And so but I would encourage you guys to follow their channel, link down below. And hold on, there was one more. I'm gonna save that one though. I'm gonna save that one for the next video. But yeah, I think that's it. I got a lot to do. I still haven't framed anything. I would like to film a couple of short videos to put out during the time that I'm gonna not be here, time that I'm gonna, you know, not be able to film videos. So I want to do some of those. And yeah, I got a lot of things to do. I got my list of stuff, but this video was the big thing. And then I did another video. If you're interested at all in the back surgery, I did a video on my back fusion surgery channel, which I have up here, which it's a long just jabbering on about what life has been like over the last week or so prior to surgery. But I am going to end this video here because my throat is starting to get a little bit prickly, and I got a lot to do, guys. So I am releasing this video. I would really like to release it this afternoon, Monday. I don't want to wait till Thursday. I just want to go ahead and release it since I'm kind of late with my videos, and hopefully I'll be able to kind of get some pictures up along here as well. So let me make sure I got my, yeah, I made all my silly notes. And oh, the only thing I didn't mention to you guys, and I meant to do this on Old World Map 2, statistically, you know how I was saying like 400 stitches a week? I think I talked about this in this video. 400 stitches a week. Since the beginning of the year, I have done slightly over 1,600 stitches. That was already like more than I've stitched in the last like 3 years combined. So I'm very motivated. I'm very happy. But I am also about 400 stitches behind. So technically, if I got that done today, is it possible? I don't know, maybe. I'd be caught up, but that's the 400 stitches a week is a guide for me to eventually get to 20,000 for the year. So I'm close. Like, I'm really close. I'm staying close to my goal, and it's just been coming along so nice. And I'm really just enjoying the stitching. You know, refocusing on stitching, enjoying my stitching, enjoying my enjoying my new Pip and Chip floss box stuff. And I gotta tell you, these things have helped me out so much, because I now have, like, I have these organized. Like, these are my 900s and my my 30 whatevers, you know, up there. Very basic. These are my old floss boxes that I've had for like 10 years or something ridiculous, and I've just repurposed them again. So yeah, so there's that. I you know, when I sat down to do Old World Map 2, I pulled all my boxes out, and I don't have every color on a bobbin at this point, but I was able to pull like a dozen colors out so fast that I was just like, wow, I'm really going to be able to make some good progress with this. So all right, now my throat's really starting to go, so I need to drink something. I'll see you guys after surgery. I'll see you soon. It'll be here before you know it. And like I said, expect me to put out a couple little tiny little videos between now and then. But thank you so much, and I will talk to you all really soon. Happy stitching.